What's up? What's up? What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. I will be your host for today. I'm Mr. Show Out TV, and I got a very special person who will be in the studio with us today, and he will be sharing with us his story about his addiction and how he managed to come up out of it unscathed, everybody. But along the way, he had a very difficult time with it, like we always do. But first, I would love for you guys to participate. I would need for you guys to hit the like button right now. Go and get this like button. Go and give us a like for this video. Because when you give this video a like, it let YouTube know that our videos are important. And our videos are important. Y'all know how we do. So we go get this ball on the road. And we finna get it started right now, you guys. So just stick around with me. This finna be awesome. This finna be awesome. This gonna be awesome, everybody. Like I said, this be a live feed. Excuse me, it be hiccups sometimes. But look, stick around with me. I got Mario in the building, and he will be sharing with us his story about addiction. This gonna be an awesome show. So go get your popcorn ready, sit back, go tell a friend or tell a friend, because this is Sober Gang Experience Podcast, and we are live.
And he was going there and just a nightmare, disrupting everything, yelling, crying, all kinds of stuff, running out to the car.
So if this y'all first time to the channel, I would love for you all to go watch the recent interviews or the latest videos we did back in the day with Richie also. What's up, bro?
Yo, what's up?
I can't call it, man. It's another beautiful day.
I have a way of navigating my way through triggers, but in the process of recovery, I've picked up a lot of tools and I've latched on and jumped in the back pockets of people with more experience in recovery. And when I have those triggers, I pick up tools.
Now, this is Mr. Show Out TV, my podcast, where we talk about addiction, where we try to come up with solutions. We try to come up with ways that we can actually help people that is battling addiction. Welcome back to the channel, you guys. Welcome back. Today is another awesome day. Today is Monday. I hope you guys all out there had a very wonderful weekend. I know I did. I hope anybody out there, I hope you learned anything on the way. I hope that nothing deter you from your recovery. Yeah, this is the Sober Gang Experience Podcast for you all out there that is brand new to this channel. This channel is dedicated exclusively to inspire and motivate those battling addiction. And I am the host, Mr. Show Out TV, and I am a person in long-term recovery myself. Alcohol was my drug of choice. So I'm 2.5 years clean right now. So I salute myself and I salute anybody out there right now that is going in a recovery right now. I would love to tell you right now, stay focused and stay motivated, because you can beat it. You can beat it. It's one day at a time. But today, you guys, I got a very special person. He's a very special friend of mine. We done linked up to do a lot of panel discussions. He is a friend to this channel, and he will be sharing with us his story today, y'all. So I would love for you guys to stick around, because you will learn something out of this. You know what I'm saying? That will very much give you some add value to your life, because that's what it's about at the end of the day. We love to share stories so we can add value to people's lives, because we also know as people in recovery, there's people out there just like us that is battling addiction and going through things the same way. So I'm gonna introduce him to the channel, you guys. Everybody showing some love. What's going on, Mario?
It's going good. I do
Yes,
go
sir.
by Carson, by the way.
Okay, we're gonna say Carson. We're gonna say Carson for today, you guys. Man, I had a very special weekend. Like I said, you guys out there, I had my class reunion. It's been 20 years since I've been out of school, and I enjoyed everybody that I seen over the past weekend. We everybody had fun. Everybody was together, and I just enjoyed the love that we had, Carson. I ain't gonna lie, man. Yeah. But we gonna get this ball on the road, Carson, like I always do, and like I always ask my people that when I interview them. The first question I would love to ask you before we get into the interview is, who is Carson?
You know, that was a question I asked myself for many years, until I got into sobriety. And it was a story in the book that talks about a sponsee didn't know who they were, and the sponsor said that's good because now you can create who you want to be. So who I was and who I am now are two complete different people. Who I am now is about giving back and giving what I was given, the chance to survive, the chance to live, the chance to see I'm not alone. Um, I'm a loving person. I give empathy now. I'm a person who cares. Um, I try to do whatever I can for whoever I can, where I can. I'm not selfish anymore, so I'm a changed person.
Absolutely, absolutely. And I love the growth and I love the transformation. That's one thing we need to do. We go stick together in this recovery. That's why I said I'm glad that I have met you, man, because one thing about it, we need to stick together and we will do this. It's just one day at a time. It's not an easy road for any of us when we decide to get ourselves together. It will be bumps in the road, but like you said, I'm so glad of the man that you are becoming and you have became, because we really need a lot more men like you out there that is fighting and advocating for recovery. So we're gonna get into it, Carson. How was growing up for you? You would tell us a
Uh,
little bit about your story, just a little bit.
yeah, so growing up was basically put a nightmare. You know, I have good moments that I kind of remember. A lot of my childhood is blacked out, but there's a lot of things that I do remember. You know, I grew up in the group homes and foster homes. There was a lot of abuse, physical, emotional. I still have scars on my body to this day from childhood. I was, kind of basic foster care kid, locked in closets, not fed, just straight abused and just hurt his whole life. And I thought that was normal. I thought that's just how people lived. And growing up in group homes and seeing other kids like that, I really thought it was just normal. Like, this is how kids are. This is what it is. Just keep moving on. There's nothing I can do about it because I'm not a grown up.
Right, right, right. Can you give us? Can you share with us a brief overview of your journey in addiction and how your experience with your mother alcoholism impacted you?
So I didn't know my mom. She was an alcoholic and drug user. And we had been taken away from her at 2 years old, which put us in the foster care system. So right off the bat, her using and drinking and stuff is what basically got the ball rolling for all the psychological things that I was about to go through. That generational trauma that we talk about. So it created something easy for me to catch on to, like, oh, that takes the pain away. I re-met my mom at 15 years of age. And, we just started drinking together. And again, I just thought, okay, well, this is normal. Mom drinks with dad or son, and we just hang out and we'll discuss all our feelings and get over it together with alcohol. I just basically thought that was normal things to do. But, growing up and learning now, it's absolutely not normal. She affected my life in a hard way. I forgive her, but it's hard.
Right, right. Some things, when we go through a lot of battles, especially things like that of that nature, it kind of makes us want to standoffish a little bit. You know what I mean? It makes us not want to open up to people. Did you talk to your mom about the situation you was going through and how you felt about
With her, it always became a racial thing. White people were bad. It's their fault. There was no self accountability. There was no, nothing to say, hey, I screwed up. I'm sorry. And I was young. I'm not going to make too many excuses, but I was impressionable, and that's what I saw it for. Yeah, white people bad. It's an easy escape for me. Like, yeah, I get it. Yeah, they are bad. Yeah, it's all them. It's their fault. But I just couldn't grasp the thought process of, well, maybe this is kind of me doing these things. So we've never actually been able to have those conversations to this day. I'm hoping someday that I might be able to before it's too late.
How did being placed in foster care at an early age and being adopted contribute to your struggles?
It destroyed me. It destroyed me spiritually. I didn't know how to function as a human. I saw myself in the mirror as an animal. Go in. I had to be aggressive. I had to be the top dog everywhere I went. And I couldn't let people bully me or push me around. I had to be something. And when you get older and you start seeing all the drinking and drug use and stuff like that, you got to get on top of that ladder too. Well, I'm going to be the best drunk there is. I'm going to be the best person to have the drugs and do the drugs and sell the drugs and everything on top of that too. It was always about being the top dog in those situations where people were going to take you for everything you got.
Right, right, right. I understand that. I understand that very much as well as myself, because one thing about it, like you said, when I was in my drinking stage, and I know you could probably relate to this too, Carson. It seemed like when we started drinking, I want to be the drunkest one in the room. I got to drink the most. And then when I wake back up, I'm drinking again. If I'm selling drugs or something like that of that nature, it's just we go to the extreme when we start. I like to tell a person this is like when I started, like this light switch done got flipped on. And it's hard for me to turn that light off, and dim it a little bit. Because when I start, I'm up and running. So that's why I just try to stay away from it. And over the past weekend, with all of my classmates and all of them drinking and everything, and all the things that we had going, I maintained because it's a mind thing. A lot of my classmates was telling me and encouraging me, and letting me know that they really love the fact that what I'm doing. You know what I mean? Because I'm very much showing them that it is a way that you can still have fun and not be hot, not be drunk. You know what I mean? So yeah, that's one thing I love too, man. Can you describe the relationship with your biological mother when you first met her at age 15 and how it influenced your decision to start drinking and then get involved with gangs?
Um, the relationship was a love-hate relationship. She saw my father in me. And so she, had this resentment against me from the get-go. And it was always just putting me down and this and that. So, I found my real family. I'm like, oh, finally I belong. And the first thing that happened was I didn't belong. And so that pushed me towards, hanging out with other people. Like, oh, I'll find my own family. I'll find people who do care. I'll find, I'll do this and that, and I'll make my own family. And obviously drinking goes with that. I didn't know how to communicate with people. I didn't know how to speak to people, but I did when I was drinking. I'd open that bottle. I'm an open book. Let's have a conversation. Whatever you want to do. I got ideas left and right. We can make things happen. So it was an easy way for me to get into that. My mom was heavily involved with drugs. So I met, dealers. I met all the right people I needed to meet just through her. I didn't know all these things growing up. I basically lived in group homes in the suburbs, so I didn't know too much about it until I really met her. And then it just opened a whole world of, wow, this is what I can be. This is what I can do. I like that, so I was just meeting her just kind of opened a whole door of hell.
Yeah, because I know how that could have been, because you, as a child, you pretty much did not know her at all, and then she get introduced back into your life as a kid, and being what you was going through and struggling what you were struggling through. I understand that could have just had your emotions all over the place. So I pretty much understand you with that one. How did your involvement with gangs and violence affect your perspective on life, and how it contribute to your downward spiral?
So I learned violence was something as a drug and alcohol itself. It was a way to release all that pain that was built inside of me. And I was good at it because I had a lot of it. And it didn't bother me because I had no attachments. Everywhere I've been, everybody hated me. It was just real easy for me to not care. I could hurt somebody and just walk away without no feelings for it. I could say I love somebody and walk away and have no feelings. I had a switch inside of me that just would switch off and all emotions were gone. So it was real easy for me to fit in there because I didn't care. Nothing mattered. All that mattered was me. I was the epitome of selfish. I could do what I wanted, how I wanted. And I was very good at organizing things. So it was just real simple for me to fit into that kind of situation and do anything I wanted. Violence with me, it still scares me to this day. Because if I know it's just like opening that bottle, if I open up Pandora's box again, I don't know if I'm going to stop again. So I have to follow my program. I have to do what I need to do to stay away from those kind of situations. I have to take myself out of situations I know are no good for me anymore.
Was it more of when you were searching for a family, someone basically as a child, someone to love? A lot of times we like to say that gangs are our family. Well, when you got involved with the gangs, was it more of you were searching for a family, or you were just searching for someone to, some people that love you at the time of need? Was it more of that situation?
I think at that time, I say it, I say family, but I love the control.
Right.
I love the part where I could say, this is how we're going to do things. This is which way we're going to go. This is how we do it this way. I was more of like the father figure for other people. It was a family, but I still had to be the one that ran the show. I had to be the one that took control because I wouldn't let nobody else, run me down again. I wouldn't let nobody else hurt me, and I wouldn't let nobody else feel that they had power over me. It was a family aspect by all means, but I still had to have that control.
Yeah, it was more of a control thing. Okay. I understand that. Can you discuss your time in juvenile jail and how it contribute to both positive and negative changes in your life?
I always remember one scenario when I was in juvenile jail. It was one thing that showed me I still cared about people. I was in this place called Dahlia. It's in Denver. And this young kid was being punked and stuff like that. And they were making him get on his knees. And I was still small and scrawny. I was a little guy. And there's these other 4 big dudes just getting on this dude, making him get on his knees. And, I just went all out because I couldn't allow that to happen. We're kids that are already screwed up and damaged and, messed up in our heads. And inside, I just could not allow that to happen. And those little things like that I still had within me, reminded myself I wasn't an animal. But at the same time, when I took off on those dudes, I was an animal too at that point too, because there's just no holding me back. Once that anger's released, it's gone. It's who I am. It's there. So it had a good aspect, but it has a bad aspect to it too. Where do we learn to have that control over those things?
Absolutely. Because I know that it was a time when you had I think you broke your back, right?
Yeah, that was in adult prison when I was about 32.
We got the video footage of that. We will, I finna share that real quick to the viewers out there. And then we're going to talk about that as well.
Colorado officer, inmate killed in prison van crash on I-70 near Limon. For the staff at Lincoln Community Hospital in Hugo, the mayhem started early Monday with a deadly prison van rollover that killed an inmate and a corrections officer. By late afternoon, with an icy drizzle coating Interstate 70, drivers who had slammed into one another or skidded off the highway filled the tiny hospital. It has 2 emergency beds, with 17 patients. About half a dozen of them had serious injuries. We're up to our eyeballs, and we've got more ambulances on the way. From another rollover accident, a harried Dr. John Fox said Monday afternoon. Hear that? That's paging another ambulance now. Corrections Corporation of America was transporting 9 inmates and 2 staff members from its Kit Carson Correctional Facility in Burlington to the state-run prison in Limon when the van, which was pulling a trailer, flipped between Genoa and Limon. The dead have not yet been identified.
Yeah, that's a lot to intake, and a lot to go through at the same time. What was your thoughts when everything was going on that icy road and they was transporting you to another prison, right? So
Yeah, we were going from medium to max. When I went to prison, I was still that top dog, had to be the best. I had multiple assaults on officers. I'm going to do what I want to do. I did practice in ceremony with the Native Americans, stuff like that. And the inmate that had died, I was going to sit in that seat. But I had a friend, a young kid, he was going home. He was riding with us just to get transported out. And he asked me to, teach him some songs from Sweat Lodge. And I looked at him, I said, all right, I could do that. I switched seats with the other guy so he could have the window seat. So I had sat on the other side and, I was singing the songs, and our songs are prayers. And so, we got in that wreck. I knew I'd broke my back. I knew I was hurt. I didn't know if I could move my toes. I didn't know none of that. I just knew I was broken. I knew that whatever my life was, is done. And all I could think about was prayer just saved me, because I'm looking over at the guy where I was going to sit, and he's gone. He's dead. And here I am, all because of prayer. So that was a moment in my life where I started to wake up. I wasn't fully there, but I started to wake up and realize that, there is a higher power. There is something out there keeping me going. So I still needed time to find that, but I still look back to that day over and over again. I'm here for a reason, so I need to try to make it as positive as possible.
Hey, you damn right you're here for a reason. You damn right you're here for a reason, because your job on this earth ain't finished, man. Your job on the earth ain't finished. And like I said at the beginning, I commend you for being a stand-up man, going through everything. That's one thing we do, you guys. If you're out there and you're watching right now, we are resilient. Don't let nobody else tell you that you can't. If you stick your mind to it and you really want it, that's what it all comes down to in this recovery. You have to want it. That's the underlying factor. When we start to look ourselves in the mirror, when you look yourself in the mirror, you don't like the person you're becoming, you don't like the person you're seeing. Sometimes God will give us certain battles that we have to fight. And we have to fight those battles. So I'm not a quitter. Carson is not a quitter. And anybody out there right now, if you're watching, I assume that you're not a quitter either. Just don't quit. And the fight is not over. We do not fold. So I'm going to get into the next question with you, Carson. How did breaking your back in that transport accident affect your addiction and recovery journey? Were there any significant turning points?
That part, I was ready to die. I was ready just to go out. I still had to finish out my prison term. That's probably one thing that kind of saved me a little bit. But when I did get out of prison, I just started drinking way more. I didn't even care. The doctors told me I'd never work again. They told me I'd barely be able to walk. They told me all these things that I wasn't going to be able to do in life. And, that was, you're just telling me I ain't going to have no life, to me. So I just laid in bed and drank, just tried to drink myself to death many a times. My wife at the time luckily cared enough to keep me alive. I started to just, I got that settlement and I took off running. I was drinking in different states then. I was trying to find something, anything that could be worth living for. And I had it in front of me the whole time, which was me, but I didn't see that. So it impacted me by it was a rocket, and I just took off. I was ready just to go. It didn't matter. I didn't care. I was pissing people off and doing whatever. Nothing mattered in life. Until I woke up with nothing and nobody. It still took me quite a few years to really just realize I wasn't doing nothing. And I decided that I needed to at least start working. And I started going to work, and I started pushing myself, and I started getting all those doctors' freaking voices out of my head telling me I can't. And I said, I will. And it just started from there. I started looking into AA, but I didn't go. But I had that little trigger of I can. If I survived my childhood, why can't I survive this?
Right.
That's how I ended up in Wichita.
One thing about it, I can see that you're very resilient. You had everything and all the odds stacked against you. Really, if you look at it from childhood, going to foster care, being adopted, being abused, the odds were very much stacked against you. But when you look at it, you look at everything, Carson, you got to remember this, and always tell yourself this. You didn't let that shit break you, man. You did not let it break you. And what it does to a lot of people, it takes us out of reality and out of this world mentally. The mental part of it can very much just take us away. But I'm so glad that you was determined and you was resilient. That's the word right there, resilient, and you did not fold. So that goes to anybody out there. Like I say, man, this channel right here is to motivate and inspire those battling addiction. That's what I stand for, and that's what I'm gonna continue to stand for. And I would love for you guys just continue to rock out with me. Each week, I'm gonna bring y'all inspirational content about addiction. We're gonna continue, Carson. Okay. Can you share with some of the pivotal moments that your realization about your addiction that you decided to get help?
Yeah, I was out here in Wichita. I was invited out here by a special friend who I used to call Prairie Rose. There's a story of Prairie Rose in our traditions. And I was invited out here. I was still drinking. But I seen this person struggle and fight every day to do the right thing, to do the next best thing, and to push for, something better out there. And I was watching these things while I'm drinking, and I'm like, man, that's everything I want to be. Why can't I be that? Oh, that's right, because I'm still doing what I'm doing. I'm still sitting here drunk, living in a basement, sleeping on drywall, being a drunk. That's why I can't do those things. But I seen this person go through so many struggles and just so many fights and so many battles. And they didn't stop. They kept going. And that's when I looked at a bottle one day and I said, I can't do this no more, because I want to do that. I want to be something better. I want to do something better. I want to give back. And that was it for me. I was done. And then I had to make the call, and I got myself into sober living. And even then I was like, nah, nobody stays sober. It's lies. It's bullshit. But then I started watching, I started paying attention. I seen these other people, who struggled their lives, did all these things, and they're doing so much good out there in the world. And I just started paying attention, and I just seen that was the path. That's the path I want. That's the path I've always wanted. I can do something different. I can change something, even if it's just one person. That's what I want.
Yeah, because the biggest time is realizing it. Like I said, a realization, man. Sometimes it hits us, like you said, when you finally pick that bottle up, and that's when it hit you. Like, man, I can't do this no more. You know what I mean? Because exactly with me, at my pivotal point, it was me having to go get surgery, and I'm looking at the fact that I'm in the back of this ambulance going to get surgery, emergency surgery for me drinking, and I'm like, man, this ain't it. This ain't it. To life, man, it got to be more than this. It got to be more than me waking up wanting to drink, fall asleep drinking, waking back up drinking. You know, God gives some of his biggest battles to some of his strongest soldiers, man. So I honestly believe that as well. Roosevelt. What were some of your biggest challenges you faced during your recovery process, and how did you overcome them?
My biggest challenge in recovery was myself, because I wanted to hold on to anger. I wanted to hold on to resentments. I wanted to hold on to all those things so I could protect myself from all that bad that's out there in the world. You know, I even though I was in recovery, I wasn't recovery. I was just there not drinking. And the biggest battle was myself and getting over myself. You know, I I had great people around me. I just felt alone still. I still held on to all that loneliness. I still held on to all that s- stupidity. You know, I didn't want to listen. I didn't want to learn because I knew it all. You know, but I learned real quick that if I knew it all, I wouldn't be where I was.
Absolutely. Do you think that the drinking and everything that you was going through, do you think it impacted your relationship wise, well, your marriages?
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. I was a very selfish drunk. You know, just because I provided for things, you know, roof over the head, cars, and all that, I wasn't there. I was never there. You know, I was there on a couch watching TV, leave me alone. You know, my kids pretty much their words, you know, their first words were, "I got your beer, Dad." You know, because that's all I was. I was just somebody who came home and needed his beer or his bottle.
Right. I can truly relate with that as well, because it was one eye opening thing that happened to me, Carson. That made me look at the fact that, you know what, I maybe I do need rehab. It was one day when my daughter came in the house, and I'm sitting on the couch, basically hungover, drunk, and she looked at me. And she did not know that I seen her looking at me, but she looked at me like, and shook her head like, here we go again. The next day, Carson, that is when I called rehab. First I called into my job. I told them I wasn't coming. I called around. I got on my phone and I Googled nearest rehabs in my area. The first rehab popped up, Carson. I called them. I told them my story, and they said they would call me back in 2 days if all my paperwork and everything come through. In them 2 days, they told me they had a bed waiting for me. This was on a Tuesday. They said, how fast can you get here? We might need you here Friday. I was in rehab that Friday. Because sometimes, like you said, man, we can be a father. Yeah, we can be providing. But when we in our addiction, man, our addiction is taking over. We ain't thinking about being there mentally for our kids, taking them outside, trying to play ball, taking them outside, helping them ride the bike, or teaching your son a new basketball shot or something like that of that nature, man. So I can totally relate to you with that as well. So you're not alone in that situation, man. What were some of the specific support systems or individuals who played a crucial role in your recovery journey?
You know, I've through my recovery, I have pretty much two people who I know have been there. You know, I mean, there's been a lot of people there. There's been two people who just changed my whole outlook on a lot of things. And one was Mike Cook from Wichita Fellowship Club. You know, this man, he lived under a bridge for 5 years. And, you know, he rose up from that. You know, he was angry and he was just like me, you know, and I looked up to him, and he was the one that always supported me and just told me, shut up. And, you know, he gave me straight, tough love, and just gave me that, what I needed. I needed somebody to tell me to shut up when I needed to shut up. Um, you know, the other person would be Ben, you know, because where I had Mike as that tough love, Ben was my true friend. You know, he was somebody that was like, I got you. You know, we do what we do. We work through the week. We do, and we do this Prairie Rose, and we have, you know, so we know what's going on and how much is going on in our lives. We talk every morning about what's going on in our lives. lives. And he's never shut me down and been like, nah, man, that's stupid, or laughed about anything. He's just always there to listen.
Right.
He'll give me some constructive criticism every once in a while, but he's there. I know if I pick up that phone and I need him, he's going to be there. He's been, I don't even know how to explain it. He's a brother to me. He's somebody that I truly would do anything for. We've come so far. We've only known each other for a year, but we've done so much, and it's amazing. It's truly amazing.
That's why I'm honored, man, that I have a chance to meet both of you guys, man. And when I look at both of y'all, I don't look at y'all as best friends. I look at y'all as brothers. Because when you actually think about it, you are brothers in recovery, man. Y'all walking through this together. Y'all battling this together. And y'all also inspired and helping those in the community, man. That's what it's about, man. That's what it's about at the end of the day, Carson. So we can look back at our past and we go keep that right where it's at in the past. That's where we go keep it at. I do not look back anymore, man. I don't look back. I think about how far I've come, bro. And that's what we go have to do. We just think about how far we have come and think about how much more greatness that we can do out here in this world and out here and inspiring people. Because it's coming for all of us, man. It's coming, most definitely. Most definitely. Can you talk about your methods of therapy or programs that have most effective for your recovery process?
Yeah, so I was in AA for just strictly AA for about a year. And then after that, I started getting more knowledge in other ways. Like Prairie Rose is kind of based around Red Road to Wellbriety, and that involves our culture, the Native American culture. And so going to Sweat and going to the powwows and getting involved in the community of Native Americans was something. When I finally hit that point is when I really started feeling my spiritual experience, where I really started feeling like this is who I am. This is where I belong. And this is what it's about. I was getting that serenity. Like I wasn't angry anymore. I wasn't wanting to fight. I wasn't wanting to, turn away from this or that. I saw so much more greater out there that could be done. I still go to AA. I still believe in it, but I needed something more. That's where we went ahead with Prairie Rose. I wanted to give it to other people. Like, look, this is here. This works. This is beautiful. This is our community coming together and helping each other. Because we can talk about things that, don't really get talked about in other programs. We talk about our generational trauma or issues with, what's going on with our people and stuff like that. And it helps because we need to have that as well with our recovery too.
I commend you guys, man. Like I said, you guys are doing great, man. Like I said, you guys come a long way. We all come a long way. Like I said, we ain't looking back. We only looking forward, and we taking all the necessary steps that we need to do. That's what it's about. That's what it's about. That's right. In what ways have your journey, battling addiction and finding recovery, shaped your perspective on life and your personal growth?
I would say I can understand people from all angles. I can take that moment to be able to step back and just, not judge automatically. I don't have to look at somebody and be like, geez, look at their ratty clothes. They smell bad. No, I can take that moment and be like, man, I wonder what's going on with them. I wonder if there's something I can do. I wonder if there's something I can say. I wonder if there's somewhere I can guide them to go. Being a big part of the sober community out here, I have a lot of friends that, work in different areas, in different aspects. So I'm able to have that choice now to say, man, is there something I can do? Instead of walking by and just, gossiping with my friends or taking videos of somebody, acting some sort of way. I can understand now. I get it. I've been there. And I think, I would never wish addiction or anything on anybody. I just wish that they could see through our eyes at least.
Yes.
what we
Yeah.
see.
They don't. A lot of people is just they on the outside looking in sometimes, Carson. They don't really just understand what I heard one person say, man. I had made a video on my TikTok channel, right? And the reason I make videos on my TikTok channel is to drive traffic to my YouTube channel. I want people to see my videos on my TikTok, and I would love for them to come over there to my YouTube channel to see what we really do over here. And one person was in the comments on the TikTok channel, and they were like, "I don't understand why y'all drink anyways." And I told her, "You would if you do not know what it is being an addict, or what it is to drink or do meth or smoke or do cocaine or anything of that nature. If you've never done it, you don't even need to be talking. You know what I mean? You on the outside looking in. You just don't know how much this affect people's lives around the world globally. Addiction have an effect on people globally. It's don't have a one thing about addiction and these drugs, they don't care what race, religion, creed, ethnicity, background, age, how much money you got, CEO. When it gets his wraps around you, man, it's hard to let that stuff go. That's what they don't understand. They don't understand. But I tried to explain to her. But you being on the outside looking in, you don't have no idea what we have to go through to get ourselves together. So, like I said, I commend you 100%.
Thank you.
We finna get into some. Yeah, you're welcome, sir. We finna get into some of the personal questions I love to ask a lot of people. Yeah, we're gonna get into that. So I'm gonna ask you again. Who is Carson?
Carson's just a lonely person just trying to make something different. Just trying to change the world. One person at a time. That's all.
Great answer. Finish this sentence. Today, I will not.
One more time.
Today, I will not. Finish that sentence for me.
Today, I will not hold in anger.
Awesome. Awesome. Finish this sentence for me, Carson. Today, I have found out
Today, I have found out that as long as you keep pushing, great things will come.
Great answer. Great answer. I love that. Out of everything you've been through, everything you witnessed, all the bad and the good, what have it taught you and what have you learned?
It's kind of like one of those little sayings that I always like to say, and you can see it all over Facebook and see it everywhere. People see it but don't really see it. Look for the good every day. And if you can't find it, become it. That's how I live my life now. That's what I've learned.
I love that quote. I love that. If there's someone out there right now battling addiction, they struggling right now, Carson. They don't know what else to do. Can you give them some words of encouragement, man?
When you're thinking you're really alone, when you're really thinking that there's nothing out there, just take a moment. I was told you just got to take a moment and you got to pray. Doesn't matter who you pray to the tree, you pray to the doorknob. Just take that moment give it all away, and then open your eyes and you'll see you're not alone. Reach out. Reach out. If you don't know who to reach out to, just start talking to random people because we're everywhere. We are everywhere. And you'll find that person. That person will stop and that person will help.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Awesome, man. You did an awesome job today, man. I would love for you to let the viewers know about you and Ben facility and the things that y'all have going in the community.
So me and Ben got Prairie Rose Wellbriety. You can find us on Facebook. Um, right now we're running the toy drive out here in Wichita for all the kids for the Native community and the sober community. We're putting them together, helping out parents who are looking to get better but are struggling. Uh, we're doing a autumn sunset Thanksgiving dinner. Try to help out the community with that. And it's not me and Ben doing that. It's Prairie Rose. I never want to sit here and try to take credit for something that everybody is doing. I'm just part of it.
Absolutely.
It's the group that does it. They put in a lot of work. They put in a lot of time. I love every single one of them. They're I wouldn't be here where I'm at. They keep me sober. They thank me, and I'm like, no, 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 thank you. But
Absolutely.
I just want to give a shout out to Wichita Fellowship Club. They're the ones that taught me a lot. In my first recovery too. They do a lot of great things for the community. They came and helped us with the food drive the other day. So I want to say thank you to them as well. You know, Without the community, we ain't nothing.
Absolutely.
Got to keep that together.
Like I say, I commend you, and I'm inspired myself of what everything that you guys got going, especially with the community. Because like I said at the beginning, we need way more people like you and being to step up and shout this recovery and sobriety the way that you guys are doing. So I commend you for that. This has been an awesome, awesome interview, Carson, man. We ought to continue to rock out like we do, man. And thank you for joining me today. Appreciate it, brother.
All right. Thank you for having me, brother.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Thank you, you guys out there. If you guys stuck around to the end, thank you, man. That's what we doing. That's what we're doing. We're going to continue to rock out how we rock out. We're going to continue to inspire and motivate those battling addiction. That's one thing that I'm very, very passionate about. And if you guys love any parts of this video, this episode, this interview today, I would love for you guys to make sure you give this video a thumbs up. We almost at the end of this year, and we have been inspired and motivating those battling addiction, you guys. And I tip my hat off to my loyal subscribers, my loyal viewers. You guys give me so much strength. Y'all just don't even know, man. Y'all don't even know the strength that you guys give me. Y'all continue to support me. Y'all continue to rock out with me every video. And I just love it, man. I couldn't do this without y'all. I could not do this without y'all. So I would love to say thank you to everybody that continue to support what I am doing, this channel, everybody that continue to share these videos, everybody that continue to like the videos, get a video a thumbs up, and everybody who goes out and tell people about this channel. The word of mouth, you guys. We're going to continue. We're going to continue to do what we do. And I would love for you guys to continue to rock out with me. I hope you guys enjoyed this interview. I tip my hat off to Ben and Carson for the great work they are doing in their communities. And if you guys stood and watched this to the end, and if y'all got anything out of this video today that will add value to your life, make sure you give this video a thumbs up. Thank you guys again. Till next time, Mr. Show Out TV.
Welcome to Mr. Show Out TV Recovery and Addiction YouTube channel, where we hope to inspire those battling addiction. Please subscribe and like the channel. Make sure you click the notification bell to get notified whenever we broadcast. Thank you and enjoy the show. To support the channel, you can send donations to Cash App $Mr. Show Out TV. So please don't wait, subscribe now. Together we can help and give inspiration to millions of people.